Hey guys, welcome to my brother's ballad. I'm your boy Aaron. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So, I was watching The View the other day, and one of the topics was about all of these new books that are coming out, essentially saying how the campaign ran under Biden for the 2024 election before Kamala took over. Basically, the DNC was lying to us, and that's not shocking. So let's get into that clip.
2024 presidential campaign was even more of a mess for Democrats than we even saw. According to several new books about the last few months of the election, they're writing books about it now. In one book, Biden advisor Ron Klain claimed there was a lot of concern that Biden couldn't keep up with the debate prep and he would fall asleep by the pool.
Me too.
Me too.
Same.
Another book claims President Obama didn't want VP Harris to take Biden's place. His choice was Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Now, these are books that people are writing, so we have to take a lot of this, I think, with a bit of a grain of salt. I mean, if any of this is true, what can Democrats do?
So you guys may not know this about me, but I lean very left. So left that sometimes you could think I'm on the right wing. And you'll see what I'm talking about as videos go on. But one of the things that I will say, when Michael Wolff was putting out all these different books about Trump, that disclaimer that she gave that, oh, some things may not be true, you have to take things with a grain of salt, they never said that about Trump. And those are like the little hypocrisies that I see on the left. More so, when I say on the left, I mean like establishment left. That really bothers me. Michael Wolff's books are true, and we should take everything that he said in these books as fact. But people that are a part of the Democratic apparatus, they can't possibly be telling the truth. I find that really interesting.
Do about it now? I mean, it seems to me this ship has sailed. What's the point?
I'd rather read a book about.
I'll tell you what the point is, and this is the same sentiment and reason why we have Donald Trump in office again, because Democrats never learn their lessons. What are Democrats doing now? Blaming their voters instead of actually looking at their bench and seeing where did they fail when it came to messaging.
About what Trump did to us when he was president and what he's doing to us now.
Yeah.
I'm much more interested in that. I'm not interested in looking back.
And
I
do
mean,
we
we're
really
in a
believe?
constitutional
Do we
crisis
really
right now.
believe that Trump is not falling asleep in the chair at Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, yeah.
There were,
I
respectfully,
actually wish he did.
there were more books about Trump than I feel like anyone ever needed.
You wrote one. You
I
did.
did.
We're in a moment where a lot of people are scared. They're nervous. They're worried that we're seeing America fundamentally changed. And a reason for that, not just a little asterisk, is that Joe Biden did not win, did not step aside in time to allow someone else to win.
Right.
And I do think it is a story that warrants some reflection, because even beyond the electoral.
See, again, this is what I'm talking about, where I can lean so left that I end up meeting you at the right. Alyssa, it would be considered the person that is right wing on this panel, and I agree with her 100%. I think the reason that we have Trump is because Biden and his campaign were lying to the American people, saying that he was essentially doing cartwheels and backflips. And that is, as we all know, when we saw that debate performance, that was a lie and unacceptable.
Moral consequences of Trump winning and what we're going to experience the next 4 years. I think there's also what I'm struck by, and I think highly of Biden. People always think I'm like so critical just because I think he needed to step aside and give someone else a chance. He does start to come off, the more we're learning, like I alone can fix it. It almost comes off Trumpian.
And it was late also.
Thank you. The leaks that were coming out of the White House basically saying that, you know, like I said, that he was doing backflips, that he was basically grasping all of debate prep. He is at every single meeting, just making it seem like this man was essentially Superman. And the more that these leaks are coming out, we are recognizing like, wow, like Alyssa said, he was extremely Trumpian. He had such an hubris because he was the only one that has beaten Trump. But let's be very clear. There was a lot going on. Had the pandemic not happened, we would have had the second 8 years at 2020 if the pandemic did not happen, if we didn't have George Floyd and all of those things. So Biden just so happened, and the deck was stacked in his favor when it came down to the DNC and how they handled getting Bernie out of there.
Well,
he
but he
was
should have
late.
done it sooner.
Right,
If
right.
he had after the debate, that would have given someone enough runway to actually run a winning campaign.
Well, I would say the learning lesson here is listen to the voters, because one thing that really pissed me off as an independent, and I was one of the people that sat here and said, after seeing President Biden, I voted for Biden. I really like Biden. I actually have been happy with him, and I would have voted for him if he continued to run. But I did look at him and think, I think maybe you do need to step aside. And now the rumors that we're hearing starting to make sense. And what happened is everyone said, you're disloyal if you say that, shut up and fall in line. And that's why people want to be independents these days, because partisan politics, they lie. It was the
That's 100% true. Anywhere that you would deem them as left-leaning media outlets, The View even, when these stories are coming out, Biden is not getting out of the race. He is our only chance. He's beaten Trump before and he'll beat Trump again. What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, so what? He fell asleep. Like they were, oh my God, to the point that I started to call them blue MAGA. Like that's how bad it was.
Democratic Party that made that choice, that said, you're betraying him if you call it like you see it. And the point here is he wasn't necessarily fit to run for another 4 years.
Okay. Look, I know Ron Klein. I was texting with him yesterday. He's one of the longest advisors and very, very close to Biden. So this is probably very painful to them both.
So
Look,
why say it?
usually,
Right? It's
because
kinda
they, you know
mean.
what? Because
He's
folks
saying
get
the
caught
framers
up
wrong.
talking about postmortems of campaigns
just
and
wanna
talking
sell
to
books.
reporters who are their friends. And usually I like these books. Usually I like the campaign gossip of primary colors after Clinton or after Obama.
So again, when Joy asked, well, what was the point of this book? What's the point of all those books that people made about Trump? You included. Was it just to sell books or was it to help American people learn what was going on? Which I believe that this book is doing.
Or game change after McCain. But these are not normal times. So I'm just not interested in palace gossip from a year and a half ago, because I'm more interested about the children who are losing food because this government is cutting off the program, and the federal workers who are losing their jobs. And I'm interested.
I'm sorry, and don't get me wrong, I normally agree with Anna on a host of things when she speaks. But in order to not make what Trump is doing a repeat in 2028, we do have to look back and see where the Democrats went wrong. We do have to do a postmortem. We do need these books to come out. Because if you are so upset that Trump is in office, who do you have to blame? It's not the voters.
About the deportation people who have no due process. And I'm, interested in the fact that we are at war with trade war with the rest of the world and threatening allies like Panama and Greenland.
Warned that all of this specifically was coming. There were people beating the drum, explaining explicitly what a second Trump term would be.
Everyone.
You're saying it, but the Democrats could not put up something formidable enough to beat it.
Two things can be true at once. You can despise Trump and everything the Republicans stand for and still be able to see straight about what happened here, and denying it and telling people you're not seeing what you're seeing is never going to win voters.
I bet you every single person.
Thank you, Sarah. 100%. Two things can be true. You can say that Trump is a horrible president, at the time a horrible candidate, but then also say, which was weird because if you feel that way about him, the Democratic Party should have been doing every single thing they could to win. And as these books are coming out, and again, all these leaks in these different articles, it's seeming like they were not trying to do all they could do to win. They were trying to continue the status quo.
Person that voted for Kamala Harris wishes that Kamala Harris won right now. I bet you. I bet you that. Yeah, I bet you that.
Well, I mean, that was a cheap applause line. Of course, anyone that voted for Kamala Harris, of course, they wish that she would have won. But anywho, guys, thank you for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.